facilitate more of these conversations. I literally do.
I've proposed debates to Cenk with us between you, me, him, and Ana, and he didn't take me up on that. So I'm just like being honest, like 100%. Like, this is what I suggested. I think it was about a year ago, specifically on trans.
This video comes courtesy of left-wing outlet The Vanguard, where the hosts react to a clip of Francesca Fiorentini discussing the changes she's seeing at the Young Turks and in Ana Kasparian and Cenk Uygur. Francesca Fiorentini says that she's nervous about losing her job now that Cenk Uygur and Ana Kasparian have changed so much. With that, let's watch Francesca Fiorentini talk trash about her employer, the Young Turks, and the hosts, Cenk Uygur and Ana Kasparian.
I don't know what to do anymore. Like, you don't know what to do anymore.
The Vanguard will be there, sir.
This is another interesting moment where John Iadarola and Francesca Fiorentini of the Damage Report get into some more thoughts on this recent TYT drama and a lot of the backlash that Cenk and Ana have been experiencing from their own audience and their own employees, like Mondale Robinson, who just left TYT recently, quit very publicly and powerfully. And Zach, I think we have an announcement in that regard as well.
100%. Mayor Robinson is going to be joining us on our show tomorrow at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Central Standard Time. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. He will be joining us. But yeah, I'm super excited to hear from John and Francesca, two of the last really true ardent progressives at the Young Turks Network.
Okay. I don't want to go into a whole long thing about this, but Cosmere Dragon says in a super chat, John, I know you won't read this live. Well, I will. But the issue many take with Cenk and Ana is that they refuse to have these conversations with many important leftist figures or address criticism in good faith. Look, I will say what I think they think is that they think that there is good faith criticism, and some of it they think of it as not good faith criticism. And I think there have been ongoing feuds now for a long time that if you put yourself in the position of anybody involved in either side of this, it can be very hard to see the other side as operating in good faith when you've been fighting for a long time. I'm not in these feuds. I can only say that as an outsider, it's very difficult when you like both sides of a conflict. As I said earlier, I think we should talk more. I think that would be helpful. And
sounds like he's talking about like Russia, Ukraine. I'm not even kidding.
It's Hatfields and McCoys, but of bread tube. You know what I mean? And it honestly, it kind of.
All right, this is mean, but I've never even seen this clip or seen this show, The Vanguard. And this is exactly what I would picture two hosts of another progressive channel looking like. And do you hear how they laugh? Oh my gosh. Sorry. So they comment that Francesca Fiorentini and this guy, I never remember his name, are the only remaining ardent progressives at the Young Turks. That's equivalent to saying these are the only two patients left in the mental asylum. To be considered an ardent progressive at the Young Turks, like that term brings to mind for me that you think everything is sexist, racist, and every phobia. You think men are women and women are men. You think guns are icky. You hate Donald Trump for no reason, etc. So while I'll never be a fan of the Young Turks, the fact that these two are complaining about it and they're described by these two progressives as ardent progressives makes me feel good about the direction in which the Young Turks are going. Now, they talk about Cenk and Ana not addressing some of the criticism. I don't know if it's from other progressives or their audience specifically, but I'm going to speak to their audience because Ana especially has seen their audience's true colors when she discussed sexual assault that happened to her on air, and when she said on Twitter, hey, I'm a woman, I don't want to be called a birthing person. Her quote-unquote fans who loved her forever attacked her like she just praised Hitler or something for saying those things. I mean, if those responses to those non-political topics she discussed, in my opinion, are a huge component of what made her say to herself, like, what the hell am I doing here? Who are these people that I'm aligned with? And this John guy's talking about having good faith or bad faith criticisms. I don't want to side with any progressive, but I'll side with Cenk and Anna on this. After all the times their fans turn on them for innocuous things, why would they ever think that they can have good faith conversations or get good faith criticisms from their ridiculous audience? Anyway, let's get back to the video.
It feels like John is talking directly to the Vanguard. You know what I mean? I would be happy to have John Iadarola on the Vanguard at any time. I think he is a really sharp guy. I think he's a real true progressive, and I have never once said anything negative about him. I don't think on air at all. I would never do that because I don't think that there's ever been a reason to come for the guy. He has been totally immune to the brainwash,
Super chill guy.
lead poison takes from Cenk and Anna. Potentially just, a few feet over, depending on the layout of that studio. And, at times he's on the main desk right beside them. But I am happy to see that he was willing to take this question. At least it does show that he's, feels like he's got the leniency to, get into it a little bit.
Right.
Productive, not just for these individuals, but much more importantly for the movement and for progress.
I mean,
but obviously there's some human reasons it's difficult. I want to facilitate more of these conversations. I literally do.
I've proposed debates to Cenk with us between you, me, him, and Anna, and he didn't take me up on that. So I'm just like being honest, like 100%. Like this is what I suggested. I think it was about a year ago, specifically on trans.
Shout out to Francesca, bro. That's a ballsy thing to do. Like, again, I want everybody to remember Francesca's a worker at the Young Turks Network. How often do you guys put your balls on the table and say, hey, boss, I want to debate on camera. I want to go lock horns with you and talk some sense into you. It's a very difficult proposition, and it shows how courageous and the conviction that Francesca has, right? She did not want to just let go of TYT, and she wants to, it seems, still fight for its progressive namesake, but it's really telling that Cenk and Anna are afraid to engage with that, even with someone as trusted as an individual they employ and ostensibly have a good relationship with.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy that in the same week that we find this out, Cenk is also going around right-wing YouTube, spreading his 3 rules for the internet. The first,
if you like watching videos like this one, like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Let's get back to the video.
one of which is when we disagree, we fight. And then the second of which is afterwards, let's get a beer. Again, that's his rules for Patrick Bet-David and Tim Pool and Glenn Beck and some of the worst people alive. But his own co-hosts, his own employees, the people that are part of the TYT family, like Francesca, those rules don't apply to them. Francesca just said we tried to hash this out. We publicly or privately tried to set up a debate with Cenk in good faith, and he turned it down. So whatever happened to the 3 rules of the internet, bro? Whatever happened to that? You just completely made it up, or you're just only applying it to right-wing shows and right-wing commentators? That's insane.
And none of those right-wing audience are buying the bullshit that he's selling. So he's literally the snake eating its own tail. He's literally being so vicious with his own audience and unwilling to engage with his own contributors, and then going out and saying nobody wants to debate with me in good faith. Well, hold on. You don't think John and Francesca are in good faith? They've literally stood by your network through all of this as you've circled the drain, as people like us have made a mockery of what you stand for. And of course, we always put first and foremost, we are never taking shots at people like John or Francesca or Jordan Ewell or these real good progressives left at the network, the workers at the network. But Cenk and Anna are the executive producers. They're the bosses, and they're also the primary voices of the network. And they've been going down the drain and then turning around and lying like nobody wants to engage with them on the left and how the left left them.
Yep. 100%. Let's hear that one more time from Francesca and then some more as well.
Facilitate more of these conversations. I literally do.
I've proposed debates to Cenk with us between you, me, him, and Anna, and he didn't take me up on that. So I'm just like being honest, like 100%. Like this is what I've suggested. I think it was about a year ago.
Wow, these guys are in love with that John guy, huh? I love how they said something to the effect of, John and Francesca have stayed strong and stayed progressive, even though Cenk and Anna are making all these brainwashed takes. I think they have it backwards. Anything they said prior to, I don't know, the last month and a half were mostly brainwashed takes. Recently, they're by no means right-wingers, but they've used something that progressives rarely use, and that's logic. So anytime Cenk and Ana make a logical take, progressives clutch their pearls worldwide. Now, I've watched a lot of Cenk clips, and I'm not saying this guy's wrong, but I haven't heard his 3 rules for the internet. Something about if we disagree, we fight, and afterwards we get a beer. Well, first of all, I hate agreeing with anybody on that side, but that is how it should be. Not physically fight, but you can raise voices and disagree and have a beer afterwards. That's how things will get done, and that's how it used to be. You could have conversations and say, hey, let's find some middle ground. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. And you walk away and say, agree to disagree, but you still respect the other person. You don't hate their guts or anything. Like Cenk has hated Republicans and refused to talk to them for years. But I don't understand how Cenk and Ana not wanting to do a debate with John and Francesca is remotely the same as we fight when we disagree and afterwards get a beer. I mean, I don't know. I guess they could be, quote unquote, afraid of Francesca and John, but there could be a million other reasons they didn't think it was a good idea either. Maybe to present a united front for their network, or they just didn't think it would be a great programming decision. I don't know. But, I mean, these guys could be right, but I don't really know. I don't know that they don't allow their employees to disagree. I mean, certainly these two are disagreeing right now on the damage report, so I don't think they're stifling their voice all that much. But these two little fruits are right that Cenk is like a snake eating his own tail. I mean, his recent actions have definitely alienated his audience, and, you know, the right's like, hey, that's nice, Cenk, but we could take him or leave him, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's wrap up the video.
Specifically on trans issues. And so if and when I'm ever on the main show and the trans issue comes up, like, we will only talk about it then. But, like, let's be real, like, there aren't many opportunities to actually listen to what I believe Cenk thinks are good faith voices. And I usually don't get, personally, I don't get them. I don't think you get too many of them either. I'm just being honest. Like I don't know who's good faith anymore. I mean, honestly, tomorrow I could be seen as bad faith. Just even saying the thing I'm saying, I might be bad faith. I don't know. Like, it really is actually upsetting, and it's scary because I've tracked some of the people who they think are bad faith, and do not read the same at all. I don't get that at all. And so, as someone who's also tried to hold my tongue, as someone who's also scared for my job.
Yeah, and what she's referencing is that basically anyone that's pushed back publicly on Cenk and Ana at all is now considered bad faith or a low-life, low-rent grifter by Cenk Uygur. People like Emma Vigeland, Sam Cedar, Lance from the Surfs, like totally respectable commentators, not people that dwell in the gutter even, not that it matters, but totally respectable lefties. You know what I'm saying? Just normal people doing their job, expressing their opinion, that at one point respected Cenk and Ana, at one point maybe had a relationship with them. Now they're persona non grata. Now they've been ostracized and smeared by Cenk and Ana because of their willingness to say anything.
Okay, it's confirmed. If anyone thought that I was unfairly going after these two hosts of this show, the fact that they just said Sam Cedar, Emma Vigeland, and Lance from the Surfs are totally respectable. I never thought all of those words would be combined to make a sentence in my entire life. It sounds like for Francesca, it's time to dust off the old resume. But we want to hear from you. What do you think? Do you think Francesca Fiorentini has good reason to be concerned for her job? Or do you think it's much ado about nothing? Let us know. Anyway, that's it for this video. As always, we really appreciate you watching, and we will see you on the next one.